thank you for participating in the Humane Summit, a virtual speaker series brought to you by the Humane Education Coalition. This session is sponsored by the Griffin Press and the Humane Society of the United States. We are grateful for your attendance today for Drs. Cherie and Wang's speaker session, A Journey to Advance Humane Education in China. Cherie is an assistant professor of psychology at Guangdong University of Finance and Economics at Guangzhou City, China. Is the director of the Pro-Nature Education and Research Center at Beijing Normal University, Zhuhai. Cherie is the founder and is the CEO of Real Education. Real stands for Respect, Empathy, and Appreciation for Life. They established Real to promote humane education in China. At this time, I will pass things over to our speakers.
Hello, everyone. We are Cherie and Wang. I'm Wang, and this is Cherie.
I'm Cherie.
Yeah, we are from China. Our organization is Real Education. Today we will present our proposal. The name is A Journey to Advance Human Education in China. So we will introduce our work to promote human education in China. So let's introduce ourselves first. Real, the name, you can see Real stand for respect, empathy, appreciation for life. That's also our aim and our mission to do human education in China. So this us our pictures, and you can also see us from the small window. We all graduated from the Chinese University of Hong Kong and study educational psychology. We got our PhD there. So the Real is committed to promoting human education in China. We have three main goals. The first is cultivate people to be empathy toward all life beings and the environment, so they can build a better world for all life beings. And the second, we want to develop people's responsibility and respect to the other peoples or to the environment. This needs the people's critical thinking about the challenges we face today. And then we want to inspire people to be creative solutionaries, just like Doi Well said in her book and in her human education mission. Because at the end, we want to become capable. We want every people to become capable citizens to shape a sustainable future. So we have some strategies to do our education. There are some strategies Cherie will introduce our work later on. So generally speaking, we will do some course or curriculum development for the K-12 students, and to advocate human behaviors to animals, to the environment in the community, and design some camp activities for human-animal bonds, and do some lectures for the public. In order to do this, we have to introduce some picture books, some materials of board, and then we should empower the educators in China through online or offline courses to let them to be human educators, to develop the ideas, to promote the ideas of human education. So that's our strategies. So why China needs human education and why we do these things in the current China? Because as you can say here, in Chinese culture or in Eastern culture, such as Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism, they all have human roots. Each philosophies, each culture philosophies have the human roots, such as benevolence in Confucianism, the unity of man and nature in Taoism, and goodness in Buddhism. And we Chinese people, traditional Chinese people, also hold a lot of good values, good traditions, such as restraint, prudence, and self-discipline. Those are all the human values, or the like this picture said, all the self-transcendence values. But you know, you may know, in current China and in every developing countries or the rapid development countries, there are a lot of problems we face today, such as the environmental destruction and the growing gaps between rich and poor. So there are a lot of events we don't want to say today, but it happened, such as people do something unfriendly to animals. And you know, in China, there is still no animal protection laws today. We have wild animal protection laws, but no uh, uh, animal protection laws today. So I think the key problem, or the main problem, is that during our growth, or in our current educational system, there is a lack of humane education in K-12 students education. So we want to do this education. We want to fill this blank. Um, there is a scholar called Schwartz. He investigated a lot of popular values that every country, every culture holds. And finally, he found there are mainly 10 uh, popular, or 10 important values. uh, you can see from this picture, they are universalism, benevolence, conformity, tradition, security, power, achievement, hedonism, stimulation, and self-directions. So you can see those values shape a circle. Uh, at the left bottom part, the hedonism, achievement, and power, they are all self-enhancement values. You can see in Chinese culture and in every developing countries in the rapid development, in our educational system, all the courses, all the values are self-enhancement. We very we pursue the achievement. We want to student to be competent, and we want to consume everything. We want to buy everything. Those hedonism values. But I think human education make people from self-enhancement values to self-transcendence values. Those are universalism, benevolence. So you can see the details of universalism and benevolence. They are material love, they are true friendship, they are meaning in life, they are wisdom, they are word to pursue a word of beauty. So those kind of things are all the humane education, or humane values that pursues. So we want to cultivate our students. We want to uh, make our education system to be more self-transcendence rather than self-enhancement. So that's why we want to do humane education in China. So Cherie will then introduce our works in the previous years on how, on 2018 this year. So what we have done to promote human education in China. So Cherie.
Hello everyone, I'm Cherie. I will talk to you about something we have done this year, 2018. So our organization will started this year at very beginning of this year, January 2018. As you know that this year is the year of dog in Chinese calendar. So at the beginning, we want to plan a camp about dogs because in that year, so we want a camp and we want to collect children with dogs. So we want to recruit some dogs and some children who love dogs. And we do lots of things at the beginning. So we design a long survey to recruit dogs and owners. We evaluate the dogs, and we design some activities. But unfortunately, don't have this. We don't have this camp happen because actually we don't have appropriate dogs for this camp, and most parents, they don't know why we uh, we want to send our children to the camp, because you may don't know that, because many parents in China, they protect their children from dogs. They separate their children from dogs because they think dogs are dangerous, dogs are dirty. So uh, this this experience make me to reflect what we really want to bring to parents, to children in this situation. And in March this year, I attended a debate as the judges. As you can see in the picture here, there are two groups of children, fifth graders. So the debate took about 40 minutes, and they talk about whether we should go to the zoos to see animals. So I can see that the students can give some pros and cons for visiting the zoos, but I found that they don't talk about animal emotions. So it seems that they don't know that animals have emotions. I think it's very common in China, because when we grow up, I think it's very weird if you talk to others about, oh, dogs can smell, dogs have feelings. So we don't have conversations like that in our daily lives. So children, they don't talk about animal emotions. They don't have sufficient knowledge about animal welfare. And they don't know that zoos and other educational settings, we can have a kind of education called human education. We don't know that we have this kind of education. And also don't talk about many facts about environmental issues, such as habitat degradation. We don't talk about this. So I think from this experience, I know that many children in China, they don't about animal emotions, they don't about human education, they don't about the facts about environmental degradation. So I want to work from this. I want to work with them and to design some courses for them. So in April this year, I gave 2 workshops at a conference. It's about education innovation. And as you can see here, I gave 2 very short workshops. One is about a project we have done. It's about a curriculum about eco-ethics. We teach children to think, to debate, to talk about eco-ethics. That is a curriculum we have given to primary students.
Yes, primary students.
Yes, and the second workshop is I need a discussion, and the topic is about what are the roles of animals in education. So as you can see at the end of this workshop, I don't know why they're all girls.
Yeah.
And at the end of this workshop, we are very happy because we share our stories, our bond with animals. But from this experience, I know that many educators and parents, teachers, they don't know human-animal bond. They don't know what roles we can do, or what roles of the animals in education. So from all this experience, I know that almost no one know about human education. So I think at the very beginning, we need to lay the groundwork. That's very important. And so I will just move fast because we don't have time, sorry. And then we have summer, we have a summer camp, and the topic and the theme of this summer camp is about little guardians of nature. And we also have this camp in winter, in winter holidays, a series. We want to develop this project into a series of camps. And in this winter, we also have this Little Guardians of Nature winter camp. Yeah, the design of the camp is based on the philosophy of human education and the perspective of deep ecology. We want to grow children who cherish the values of self-transcendence values. I think Bo just mentioned that. And we want children to show respect, empathy, and appreciation for all living beings. That's our mission as real. And in October this year, we have a workshop on human education, and Sarah Bixel joined us, and we have participants from all participants from different provinces in China. That's the pictures from the workshop. And I think that's the very interesting part, because this year we also have 10 participants who graduated from our program. It's Humane state educators. We studied together online for 2 months. And the topic of the first month is we discuss what is human education. We don't give the students the concept first, but we give them different materials like videos, movies, and books. And then we want them to discuss the social issues, and then they develop their own understanding of what is human education. And in the second month, we read the book together, written by Zoe Well, The Power and Promise of Human Education, because the students are junior, senior students, or graduate students, so they can read English. So we read the English book, The Power and Promise of Human Education. I think they love the book very much, and they are very inspired to take some actions. So we have these exhibitions and lectures at the university. The CEDARs I just mentioned, the human CEDAR educators, the graduates from our program, they organize this exhibition. We have this activity at the university. As you can see here, we have animal-friendly week activity, and I gave some lectures, and students write their stories with animals and post on the board, and they take pictures, as you can see here in their pictures, and the words are, we want to help animals in the lab, and we want to use products that are friendly to animals. So students write their own stories with animals. We have get some very friendly stories to animals. Okay, so Bo will talk to you about our challenges. Yes, we face some challenges here.
Yes, just like Cherie said, we did a lot of practice and a lot of works to try to find different ways, try to find different strategies to promote human education. But during the whole year's practice, we found we faced some challenges. The one is cultural differences. As you can see in these two pictures, it's real happened in Chinese in the street, you know, in the front of the restaurant, in the entrance of the restaurant. They show the different part of the course, which part of the meat is delicious and which part of the course, how to cook the different parts. They have different tastes, they have different smells. And you can see from the left pictures, in order to sell the fresh meat, so they just kill the goat in front of in front of the restaurant, in front of the customers. So it's very crucial, but that's very real. So you know, in China and in our traditional cultures, people eat animals, and we don't think we have to be humane to other life beings. That's a very solid thought they think. So that's our challenges. We have to let them know they have to be kind to animals, but it's very difficult. The second barriers is that when we develop courses or curriculum for the students, especially for young children, we found there are very little or very rare materials that we can use. Most of the picture books, the videos, the documentary films are all English. Some of them are translated with Chinese subtitles, but the young children, they cannot read the characters, so we don't have much materials to teach or for the students. That's our language barriers, and we are lack of professional trainings. So a lot of animal protectors, they become animal hoarding persons, and when we want to do some animal assisted interventions, we found we have less trained therapy dogs, or less trained dogs for children and animal bonds, and we are lack of laws, we are lack of ethical practice. So that's our challenges, but I think those are also our opportunities for us to lay the groundwork of human education in China. So that's our work and our reflections. We just introduced here, and thank you, and very welcome. Yes, very welcome all of the educators from all around the world in the future to come to China and help us to develop, yes, to promote,
sustainable work together.
Yes, to help us to promote and advance human education in China. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This concludes our speaker session. Thank you so much for joining us. You can learn more here or by clicking the resource links in the summit. We hope you've enjoyed this speaker session and that you'll join us for another one soon. Please consider making a donation to the Humane Education Coalition to help us continue providing programs and events like the Humane Summit. We rely on your support to help create a more compassionate, just, and sustainable future through education. Visit hecoalition.org/give to contribute today. Thanks again.